What am I doing here today? Well, first of all, I'm going to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving and great season's greetings, Christmas, Merry Christmas, all of that that's coming up. Happy New Year's. We're starting into that time frame right now. And I'll mention something else towards the end of this video, which has something to do with what I'm wearing here today, okay? So anyway, sorry about that little mess up at the front. Like I say, they changed the settings on me, and that's nothing unusual with YouTube these days, and I haven't been on for a while. What am I here for? Well, as you can tell from the thumbnail, I'm here for this. Okay? This is my friend from French Canada, Guy Bouillon. This is his book on the Fabienne Society. And yes, I've read the entire thing. And it's an absolute necessity for everyone to get a hold of. Now, it's not a page burner in that, like a novel where you're wondering what's happening next. But what it is it names names, it names locations, and it shows the objectives and goals of these people that have infiltrated nearly every society in the Western Hemisphere and probably also in the East. He concentrates primarily on Canada, the United Kingdom, the European Union, and the United States, and shows all these people and all these organizations that are linked together to rob you not only of your liberties and your land, but also eventually, possibly your lives. And I say possibly only because I don't want to make it sound too crazy, but that's the fact of the matter. The people that are involved in this, a lot of them are in the news lately, a lot of them are not. There are certain countries, which I won't mention on here today, but you can imagine there's one particular country in the ME, the Middle East, that's very, very much involved in this, so much so that it's interfering with American lives and American liberties and rights, as you can imagine, as you've probably seen in the news. So the book here is about 410 pages long. And it's in a very good script. It's easy to read. Let you see what it looks like here. And I cannot emphasize how important it is. Guy first got a hold of me, I don't know, it's been about a month ago, I suppose, maybe a little longer than that, and told me that this originally came out in French and that he was working on a English translation, which is what this is, and now available to everybody who would rather read in English than in French. When he told me that he was writing this, he asked me if I would be willing to write the foreword to the book. And frankly, I didn't know what to say initially, and the explanation is in the foreword. I felt a little unprepared, not because I couldn't read the book, but because he is such an outstanding researcher, journalist, and author. And to ask me to write the foreword for his book, I felt that I was just not knowledgeable enough or talented enough to do that. And more than that, I was concerned that because of my particular background and what I've done and those types of things, that it might actually hinder people being interested in what he has to say and the proofs, the receipts that he gives you in this book. He doesn't just give you wild ideas. He has the receipts. He has the documentation. And it's so very important because you hear these people, and I'm not going to name names, but all of these influencers of one sort or another, all these social media people, whoever, that tell you about these things, but they don't really give you the nuts and bolts. Guy does in his book. So after he convinced me, to write the foreword, one of the things he said was, well, it's precisely because you have had these problems with the establishment, that you have stood up against the establishment, that they have acted against you, as the reason that I want you to write the foreword. You're eminently qualified to do so. So I want to thank you, Guy, for giving me this honor, this opportunity, and it was an amazing book. I was taking so many notes. I was trying to get notes ready for the foreword for one thing, and I had so many because of so much information that you give that I finally had to cut it down and just give people in the foreword just an idea of how it came about and some of the things you've done. And so there's the foreword right there for all of the, you'd like to see that. That's it right there. Okay, well, that's all I'm going to say about it. I might come on again a little later and talk a little more about it after some people get it. Where can you order it? What do you want to see? Well, in the description box below are all the ways that you can look up Guy Bouillon. Like I said, he's a French Canadian. His work is carried throughout Europe. So it's, he's a very well-known journalist. He's received quite a few number of awards. And so in the description box are his X account, his website, one of his websites. I think he has several, but one that will be helpful to all of you. And then different ways to order the book. It is available on Amazon, but there are other ways that you can get it if you would like to do that. Okay, the English version. Okay, if you speak French and read French, you can go ahead and get the French version if you want. But if you're speaking English and reading English, then you want the English version. So those links in the description box will tell you where to find it. Okay, all right. Let's just see this one more time. Now, of course, it's in the thumbnail. And again, I apologize for the little difficulty I had at the beginning of this. Maybe I could have run a test on it, but then that would have gone live and held up this live stream on the book. One thing I will ask you is to forward this video to everybody you know, and even those you don't know. I mean, I've been sending it to other, social media people, to news people. Guy really needs to be interviewed about the work that he's done here by some very, very high-powered people, much more high-powered than me. So if you can get that information out, especially with the information on where to find the book, I would appreciate that, and ask for people to get him on their show to interview him. Now, he does speak a little English, but it might be a little difficult to interview him, but I think it'll come across just fine. Okay, so let's see if we can give that a try. All right, again, please look up Guy Bouillon's book and get it and read it. It's pretty heavy reading, but it's an excellent source of information. You can use it for research. You can use it for your own projects where you're trying to reveal the machinations of these societies that are trying to ruin mankind, trying to make us into something that we're not, or even worse, just make us so we're not, period. So please look into it. It is that important. The names that he names will surprise you. In lots of instances, it's not just going to be the normal names that you've heard. It's going to be people you're saying, that guy or that woman, they're doing this too. One of the principles of Fabianism is gradualization. In other words, you have different types of socialist Marxist tools. One is violent revolution, you get out there and it's kinetic. And the other is you just gradually lead people down to hell. You make them take one step and then another and then another and then another, and soon they're in a really bad situation. And that's how they prefer to do things, to prevent people from revolting. And that's what we've been seeing for about 60 years or more. Actually longer than that, but it's gotten really bad here lately. Heroes are named by these people that aren't your heroes, that do not have your best interests in their hearts. And you need to be able to see through this. And Guy's book will give you the tools to take it to the next level, to be able to discern the wickedness and the evil that these people are about. Okay? Thank you all for being here. I'll see you again sometime soon. I'm not sure when, but sometime soon. Alrighty? I am going to put this up on X, by the way, so it'll be there as well. Okay? Hey, thanks everybody. We'll see you later.